Hello everyone. Now we are going to start with the last but most important parts of rational and irrational number, class 9th. The topics are surds, or we can call them radicals, and a process called rationalization. So let's get started. Now first we will understand what is a surd. Now here we'll take a symbol x, where x is a positive rational number. Then we apply root to it, say nth root, and now the whole expression becomes irrational. That means this particular thing is a surd. So this is ultimately, first remember the symbol q for rational and q bar for irrational. Now under the root should be a positive rational number, and after applying the root, whatever it is, the total answer should be irrational number. Then this particular thing is known as surd or radical. For example, let's say 6, rational number, after applying a square root it becomes irrational number, so that means this is a surd. Suppose I am taking 9 here. 9 is a rational number, positive rational number. Keep the positive sign in mind. Then after applying square root, it will give me 3. 3 is a rational number, so it is not a surd. Now let's take the example, say 1/4. It's a rational number. Let us apply fifth root. The answer will be irrational, so it is a surd. So the first condition, it has to be positive. Second condition, rational number inside the root. Third condition, after applying the root, answer should be irrational. So ultimately you need to remember this whole equation. Alright, now for an example, let's take -25. It's a rational number but minus sign. So even if I apply anything, since negative condition, I need only positive. So I need not go to the next step. Directly I can say it is not a surd, because inside the root we have a negative number. Understand? Then next example, let us say fourth root pi. Then now positive number, but pi itself is irrational. So inside the root the condition fails here. So this is irrational number. So this is naturally going to be not a surd. Now I hope surds and radicals are clear to you. Okay. 1C, question number 1. State which of the following are surds and which are not. So clearly by looking we cannot answer. 180. First we need to do the prime factors of 180. So here are the prime factors. So that means 180 can be written as 2 into 2 into 5 into 3 into 3. So 2, since it is in the pair and nothing is written, so it is square root. So 2 we can take out, 3 also we can take out, but under root 5 will remain because there is no pair of 5. So this is 6 under root 5. Inside the root is a rational number and total is irrational because root 5 is irrational. So it is a surd. Now let's try this. 64 again. prime factors. So here only prime numbers. Let's see, complete pairs are there. Since it is a cube root, so we will take pairs of 3, not pairs of 2. 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. So 2 into 2, which is equal to 4. 64 is a rational, positive rational, and after applying the cube root, answer is also rational, but it should be irrational. So this is not a surd. Alright, now let's check this out. If you remember, this dot is multiplication, and in multiplication we can combine the roots only because both are cube roots. So this can be written as this. 25 into 40, cube root of 1000 is 10. Again, answer is a rational number, but we needed irrational number. So again, this is not a surd. Then this, we need not solve anything because the very first condition is failing. It is a negative rational. So since negative rational, therefore this is not a surd. Alright, so again you need to only remember one expression, positive rational inside, and after applying the root the answer should be irrational. This is a very important condition that you need to remember about surd. Since this representation is known as surd if this is positive rational and answer is irrational, that means every surd is an irrational number, but every irrational number is not a surd. But every irrational number is not a surd. For example, say pi. Pi, you all know it is irrational. Now if I do this, positive rational I want, but pi is irrational, so this is not a surd. Now the next topic is rationalization for surds of order 2. Order 2 means the square roots only. That means when two surds are multiplied together such that their product is a rational number, the two surds are known as rationalizing factors of each other. When two surds are multiplied together such that their product is a rational number, then both of them are known as rationalizing factors of each other. Let's understand this with the help of an example. 5 root 2 into 3 root 2. When we multiply them, 5 into 3, 15. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. And the total product is 30, which is a rational number. So that means the product of two surds. First, look at them. Are they even surd? Inside the root, it's a positive rational number and the total is irrational. Inside the root, positive rational and the total is irrational. So the multiple is rational. Therefore, both of them are rationalizing factors of each other. Now here some more examples. 2 root 5 into 3 root 5. 2 into 3, 6. 6 into 5, 30. Then next 2 root 5 into root 5. That is 5 into 2, 10. and the last 4 into 2 8, 8 into 5 40. All are rational numbers. That means 2 root 5 into 3 root 5 is giving me a rational number. This is also rational, this is also rational. That means they are rationalizing factors of each other. Same case and same. Now you need to observe that 2 root 5 multiplied with this giving 30. Same number multiplied with this giving 10. Same number multiplied with 4 root 5 giving 40. Now from all these numbers, the least rationalizing factor of this out of the 3 root 5, 1 root 5, 4 root 5, the least rationalizing factor is under root 5. So I can say out of, see, both are rationalizing factors of each other. Here also both are rationalizing factors of each other, and the same case here. But the least out of all these three, these all are same. So in all these cases, the least rationalizing factor of 2 root 5 is under root 5. All are rationalizing factors, but the least one is this. Right. Now let's see the rationalizing factors for some expressions. See, first expression is under root 3 minus under root 2. Now only I can do is if I do squaring. So I think this identity will help me. A plus b, a minus b will be a square minus b square. So in this case, if any one bracket, see a minus b bracket is there, if I multiply this with this, same only with opposite sign. So now this has become an identity. So a minus b, a plus b will be a square minus b square. So ultimately this is 3 minus 2, 1, which is a rational number for sure. So these both are rationalizing factors of each other. Same case, if any under root is there, see, if I multiply this with exactly same expression, only opposite sign, so that it will become this identity. So that ultimately we have to do squares, and after doing the squaring, the roots will be removed, and definitely we will get a rational number. So in this case, a plus b, a minus b, a square minus b square. Square of 3 is 9 and square of root 5 is 5. 4, which is a rational number. So these both are rationalizing factors of each other. Next, third exercise, question number 2. Write the lowest rationalizing factor, that is the least rationalizing factor. So in first case, it is very clear. If I multiply 5 root 2 into root 2 only, I will get a rational number. So that means root 2 is the lowest rationalizing factor. Just note that rationalizing factor now we will denote as RF. Okay, next case, under root 24. Shall I directly multiply with under root 24? Yes, this is a rationalizing factor, but how can you assure that this is the lowest rationalizing factor? First, we need to do the prime factors. Prime factors, 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Since it is a square root, so one pair I can take out. So 2, and inside incomplete pairs will be 6. So under root 24 can be written as 2 root 6. Now the rationalizing factor will be under root 6. So that 2 into 6 will be 12. And so under root 6 is the lowest rationalizing factor. I hope this is clear. Root 24 is also a rationalizing factor, because if I multiply both of them, I will get 24, which is a rational number, but it is not the lowest one. So keep this thing in mind. Now this is an expression. Like I told you, you need to make identity out of it. So if I have root 5, I will write exactly same expression with opposite sign. So now this is a minus b, a plus b. So square of 5 minus square of 3. Now this is 5 and this is 9. So minus 4. So it is also a rational number. So I can say root 5 plus 3 is the lowest rationalizing factor in this case. So I hope lowest rationalizing factors and simple rationalizing factors are clear to you. Now we will learn how to rationalize the denominator. Rationalize the denominator. Question number 3, first part, 3 upon under root 5. Now since denominator is under root 5, so we will rationalize, or we will find the rationalizing factor of only the denominator. And we will multiply the whole thing such that the denominator should be rationalized. Alright. So in this case, rationalizing factor of root 5 is root 5 only, the least one. So that the multiple will be 5 and the numerator will be 3 root 5. So this is the answer and the denominator has been rationalized. Now we have to rationalize this denominator. Now since this is an expression, so I will try to make identity of a minus b, a plus b. So I will write this expression exactly same in both numerator and denominator, but with opposite sign. Alright, now we will just multiply. 1 into the expression will be the expression, and in the denominator a minus b, a plus b. So square of under root 3 will be 3 and square of under root 2 will be 2. So ultimately I have under root 3 plus under root 2 upon 1, or I can express at under root 3 plus under root 2. Next part, root 3 plus 1, root 3 minus 1. Take care in your mind, we have to rationalize only the denominator, not the numerator. So we will focus only here. So according to this a minus b, I need to write a plus b. So whatever I am writing here, I have to copy down exactly same. And then simple multiply. Root 3 plus 1, root 3 plus 1. This will become root 3 plus 1 whole square. And this is a minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square. Here identity of a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2 into a into b, 2ab. 3 minus 1, 2. Like terms we can always add. 4 plus 2 under root 3 upon 2. If you want to simplify more, we can separate the fraction this way. Cancel, 2 and 2 cancel. Directly you cannot cancel here, so better you separate the fraction. So this is 2 plus under root 3, final answer. I hope this is clear. Only the denominator will be rationalized with the opposite sign, same expression both sides. Then simple multiplication, numerator into numerator and denominator into denominator, and then simplify as much as you can. Next question 4, find the value of a and b in the given part. Alright, so this we will consider in the end. First we will simplify this by rationalizing the denominator. Again, you have to keep in mind only the denominator will be rationalized always. So 2 minus root 3, same expression with different sign. So whatever sign in the denominator, you have to reverse the sign. Now simple multiplication, this into this, 2 plus under root 3 whole square and a square minus b square. The whole target of changing sign is to make the identity a minus b, a plus b. If we have a minus b, we will multiply with a plus b. If we have a plus b here, we will multiply with a minus b. So now just simplification left. So this is all simplified part, a square plus b square plus 2ab, and here a square minus b square. Like terms I can add. I cannot add 7 plus 4. Do not make that mistake. So 7 plus 4 root 3. Now take this down, a plus b root 3, and simply you can compare this with this and the root 3 term with root 3 term. So value of a is 7, value of b is 4 with their respective sign. In case if I have minus sign here, it would have been minus 4. Next question 9. If value of x is given, find x minus 1 by x. So first of all we will find 1 by x. 1 by x will be 1 by the value of x, and now we need to rationalize the denominator. So I will multiply with same expression, different sign. This into this will be 1 plus root 2, and again a minus b, a plus b will be a square minus b square. Then 1 plus under root 2 square of 1 square of 2. So this is 1 plus under root 2 upon minus 1. Now since this is minus 1, I need to separate under root 2 upon minus 1. So this will become minus 1, and this also minus root 2. So this is the value of 1 by x as copied from here. Now the expression is x minus 1 by x. Value of x has been given in the question, 1 minus under root 2 minus value of 1 by x, that is minus 1 minus root 2. Now when I open the bracket, due to this minus sign, minus minus will become plus, and minus into minus will become plus. Cancel. 1 plus 1 2, and I wanted cube, so that means cube of 2, which is 8. Final answer. So whenever you have any irrational expression or number in the denominator, you always have to rationalize the denominator. Is it clear to you? Next question 12. One of the most important questions, rationalize the denominator with 3 terms in the denominator. So what we do in case of 3 terms, we generally include the minus term in a bracket. For example, this, and for easy understanding, we will let the bracket thing to be a. So now the question has been converted to a plus 1. Now if I rationalize this, I need to multiply both sides by a minus 1. Now when I multiply, I will get a minus 1 upon a square minus 1 according to the identity. Now I will substitute back the value of a. Now there will be no confusion at all. Now all I need to open this identity for simplification. So this is a square plus b square minus 2 into a into b. So root 3 into root 2 will be root 6, then minus 1 from here. So like terms I can always simplify. This is minus root 2 minus 1. 3 plus 2 5, 5 minus 1 4 minus 2 under root 6. Never ever solve these two terms. This is unlike term. This is having root 6 but this is not having root 6. So these are unlike terms, cannot be added or subtracted. Now we cannot further simplify it. All we can do is, again, as you can see in the denominator we have irrational number due to the presence of root 6. So again we are supposed to rationalize the denominator. So exact expression with the change in sign, 4 plus 2 root 6 upon 4 plus 2 root 6. Now I need to multiply these two binomials, root 3 minus root 2 minus 1 into 4 plus 2 root 6 upon, this is a minus b, a plus b. This was the only target. So square of a minus square of b. Now this you need to multiply the trinomial with the binomial, that is root 3 with both the terms, then minus root 2 with both, then minus 1 with both. So if you have multiplied, simply you will get this, and 4 square and square of 2 root 6. 2 into 2 4, 4 into 6 24. Now we will simplify the like terms, or first let's open up root 18 and root 12. Okay, now at the place of under root 18 I have written 3 root 2 and this is root 12, 2 root 3. Generally these all things are done by prime factorization. One I can show it to you, under root 18. So 2, 9, 3 and 3. Since this pair is complete, so this will come out. Incomplete pair will remain inside. Same for 12. We will do the prime factors of 12. So you will get 2 root 3. Now I need to multiply this and this. So the next step will be this, just 6 and 4. Now since 4 root 3 with minus and 4 root 3 with plus cancel. Then any other like term? Yes, these are the like terms. Minus 4 root 2 plus 6 root 2. So plus 2 root 2. Then minus 4 as it is and minus 2 root 6. Now in this we do not have any like terms so that we can simplify. All we can do is, let's take 2 common from here. So root 2 plus 2 plus root 6 upon minus 8. This we can cancel. Minus 4. Better if you take minus, sorry, this will be minus. Better if you take minus sign upwards. So minus root 2 minus 2 minus upon 4. Now when you simplify it further, this will be minus root 2 plus root 6 upon 4. So this is your final answer. This is one of the most important questions of 3 terms in the denominator. They will ask you to simplify by rationalizing the denominator. Now last question from my side. Question 13. Value of root 2 they have given 1.4. Actual value is not 1.4. You have already seen in long division method. We have, this is non-terminating, and same for root 3. So the random values, approximated values they have given. Find the value of this. Now you need to take care in mind, since in the denominator we have irrational number. So if you are putting the direct values, suppose if you are doing this will be completely wrong. Why? Because root 3 and root 2, these values are approximated, not exact values. So what you are supposed to do, first you need to rationalize the denominator, same with different sign. solve it as much as possible. This into 1 same, and a minus b, a plus b. So 3 minus 2 root 3 plus root 2 on 1. So ultimately we have root 3 plus root 2. Now we can put the values in the numerator. Never ever put the approximated values in the denominator. You are supposed to rationalize. So now root 3 1.7, root 2 1.4. Now we can add up and find out the answer. Alright, from now onwards, whenever you see any irrational number in the denominator, you are supposed to rationalize before substituting the value. Not only in this chapter, but in all the chapters and in all the classes you are going to study maths now. Class 10, 11, 12. Every time you see irrational number in the denominator, you have to rationalize it further. Only denominators are rationalized. Now I want you to practice as much as you can on rationalization of denominators, surds, radicals, and the video of contradiction method and long division method. You have complete 1 week, so kindly cover up with the work. So with this I am finishing this chapter. I hope you will practice well. Thank you.